So today's video is sponsored by Reolink, but more about that in a minute. Today we got some work to do. I'm gonna try to fill up this dump trailer with scrap metal. We've got it all around the property in several locations, and we're gonna see if we can get it hauled off, recycled. We'll get a little bit of money in the process, but mainly we're gonna just clean up a lot of spots on the property. So here in the workshop, I've got this 55-gallon drum that I put all of my scrap metal in. And you can see that it is sticking out a couple feet, completely full. And then I've got this bucket down here. It's got a bunch of the metal from like doing the fencing. These are all the cut off pieces. I'm gonna see if I can get this barrel on top of this dolly. Haha, did it. We're good to go now. All right, I got my old gas grill. Oops. Apparently knocked the door off. So I've walked around the workshop and the house, and I think this is everything up here. I've got a couple other small locations over here, but the majority of it I've already taken up front. It's all piled up there by the carport, and I think we will get pretty close to filling this trailer before it's over with. And a lot of it is just junk that has been here on the property. We'll be cleaning this place up for another decade. Oh, it's hard to believe we've owned this place for 10 years now. That's barbed wire. All right, so every once in a while, when I throw something in there, I hear buzzing. And there is a wad of stuff inside of that grill, and I'm afraid it's filled with some kind of bees or bugs. Can you hear that? There's definitely something in that old mouse nest right there. Okay, get ready to run. Well, it's definitely some kind of bee because there's a dead one right there. Definitely sounds mad. So this right here is an old gun cabinet, and while this was in storage, it got full of mice. And I'm pretty sure there's no guns in here. It's already been emptied out, but the doors are, the latches or the locks are locked up. And I really just want to double check the inside of this before I haul it off. So I think I'm gonna have to get an angle grinder. We're gonna cut the locks out of this. Oh, a mouse just ran out of the bottom of it. Well, of course it's not gonna be that straightforward, is it? I just need to turn the whole thing, I think. I'm assuming I'm turning the right way. There we go. Oh man. Now when I said this thing got full of mouse nests, I wasn't kidding. Look at this. That is crazy. It filled up one whole shelf. That's nasty. Now for the other side. Ah, there we go. Empty. Just the locking mechanism. All right. I can throw that on the trailer now. Just wanted to double check. Oh man, if you've been with the channel for a while, you might remember the first time I tried to put wire in my baler. It's a wire tie baler. I got one of the spools of wire messed up, and that's what this is. They're 100-pound spools. It's crazy. I gotta throw this one away. It's been out here for a while. Well, gathering up all this scrap metal is kind of like going down memory lane. A lot of old projects, a lot of things that I screwed up, or a lot of things that broke. But yeah, there's a memory with about every one of these. So these here are the guards that go on this hay tedder, and they've never been on it since I've had it. The previous owner never used them, and I doubt they'll ever be on, so I'm just gonna trash them. Well, this here is an old cast iron tub that we salvaged out of one of the old houses, and I haven't used it yet. Not in 10 years. So I'll probably never use it. Oh, it's going to Scrapyard too. I broke one of the feet off of it anyway. It's not perfect anymore, if it ever was. That'll ride, right? Definitely ride. So like I said earlier, today's video is sponsored by Reolink. I've been using Reolink cameras now, I think for at least 3 years. So a few weeks ago, before we went on vacation, we got a new Reolink camera that works off of 4G. It works off a cell phone service, and it's actually right here behind me in the tree. You may not be able to see it because it is camouflaged. So up here in this tree, I've got the Reolink Track Mix camera. And this is a pan tilt zoom camera. You can see it has dual lenses on it. And the cool thing about it is it actually tracks. So once it finds somebody, it will follow them with the wide angle lens, and then the zoom lens will zoom in on that person so you get a better image of them. And like I said, I can mount this camera anywhere that I've got 4G signal, and you pair that with the solar panel, it'll keep the battery topped off and this will continually run. And this camera can be mounted, I think, like 3 different ways. So you can bolt it to the side of a wall, you can bolt it to a ceiling, and it also comes with a strap so that you can just mount it out in the woods like a trail camera. So this is a 4K camera, and it records all of the video on an SD card that's inside, and you can access that anywhere with an app on your phone. And the camera does have the smart detection. It can tell the difference between an animal, a person, or a vehicle, and you can tell it which ones you want to track. So just like other Reolink cameras, you can set up a notification on this. So I could have this set up at nighttime if it sees a person to notify me, and what it'll do is it'll email me a short video of what it's seen, and I pretty much know immediately that there's somebody on our property. Who is that?
Hey, who are you? And what are you doing on my property?
I'm you. I live here. Oh yeah. I thought I recognized you. I think I've seen you on YouTube before. I'm trying to make a video here. You see my camera set up? Do you mind? Okay, thank you. So we've owned this property for 10 years now, and I bet you we've tried 8 different brands of trail cameras. So this is definitely the best trail camera so far, and I can use it for so many other things. So if you guys are interested in the Reolink Track Mix camera, this comes in camo, I think it comes in white, comes in some different colors. I'll also put a link down in the description below and you can check it out. This is all the scrap metal from cutting out these firewood totes. All you gotta do is look around. find some metal somewhere. Some ripping. Another little piece. All right, I think that's all of the metal from all these little spots spread around. Now we got to go up to the carport where the majority of it is. And I think we've already got this filled about halfway full. This is definitely going to be a full load when we're done. So up here we've got a bunch of scrap metal up here on pallets. Got an old grill over here. This old wagon frame, I'm going to keep it. I still may do something with it. And inside of the carport, it's a bunch of odds and ends. Mostly just fencing in here stacked up. We got some old barn metal in here. Just a few odds and ends. Now right here, there's a lot of weight in all these pipes. This whole pile right there, these are all cut-offs. They're all short pieces, too short to make fence posts out of. They got some longer pieces here. From what I remember, these are actually worn through, or they got really thin or holes in them. So they're not strong enough to use as fence posts. So I'm just gonna go ahead and scrap those. But the funny thing about it is, tomorrow I'm supposed to go buy more of this pipe because I'm gonna build some more fence later this year. So what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get all of this fencing and barn metal, all this lighter stuff, I'm gonna put it inside the trailer, and then we'll put all the heavy pipes on top of it, and that'll help weigh everything down so nothing tries to blow out as we're going down the road. And it's just all country roads anyway, so I can drive there going like 20, 30 miles an hour if I wanted to. All right, I got all the fencing on the trailer, and I think now I'm just gonna take the tractor. I'm gonna see if I can crush this down, make a little bit of room so we can get the rest in. So this pallet right here, stacked up with all these short pieces, it weighs so much that both the rear tires on the tractor came up off the ground. So I need to add some more ballast. Oh yeah, lots better. Still a little light back in. Heavy pallet. So I definitely destroyed that pallet. There we go. Pinch my finger, my thumb. Remember all these broken discs? Yeah, I got a bunch of those too. Well, might be scratching up the paint a little bit today. So after all that effort, I didn't get everything in there. I still got the siding, I forgot to load it. I got some more metal. It's not all gonna fit in one load. All right, we'll do a quick walk around of the dump trailer. You can see all of the metal that we have got piled up in here. Man, this is definitely quite the load. So after you guys watched me load this all up, how many pounds of scrap metal you think we got in this trailer? I think we got a pretty good load. Now there's some of this stuff, like the fencing and stuff, that's fairly light, takes up a lot of space. And then some of this pipe and stuff like that's fairly heavy. So I think it's hard to tell for sure, but I'm gonna guess between 4,000 and 6,000 pounds, between 2 and 3 tons. So we'll just have to wait and see, but let's go ahead to the scrapyard and we'll find out. All right, just got back from the scrapyard. You can see the trailer's empty now, and it didn't end up weighing as much as I thought. So there's probably so much fence in there, taking up space, it's just so much lighter. So the total weight ended up being 3,300 pounds, so just over 1.5 tons. And they bought it at $120 a ton, so that I ended up with $198. But most of that metal, it's been sitting around here for a few years, so I'm glad we got it cleaned up. So unfortunately, I didn't get all the scrap metal hauled off. There's still a small pile here in the carport, and then there's still a couple things sitting outside here. And it's not really worth loading up a couple 100 pounds in the trailer to take it. It's not worth the trip. So what I'll probably do another scrap load run when we tear down the firewood shed, because we'll have all that metal roofing on top, and that'll just probably be a good time to get the rest of this all cleaned up. So we do plan on using the carport this year. We're actually gonna try to lift this up and relocate it over in the pasture, and then we're gonna use it as a livestock shelter. That's what it previously was. We used to have billy goats over here, but instead of like building some new structure out in the pasture, I think we're just better off just trying to relocate this and make some modifications to it so that we can have the sheep and cattle in it. It's gonna be a little bit of a job because none of the gates are big enough for this to fit through, so we're gonna have to cut a fence, take out some fence posts, and then take it into the pasture and then button everything back up. So I think that'll be a neat little project, and it's something I'm hoping to tackle maybe in the next few weeks. Well, I thought I'd give you guys a little bit of an update on the carpenter bees that were destroying our house and have been for the last few years. So ever since we got back from vacation, which we've probably been back 5 or 6 days now, we have not seen a single carpenter bee flying around here. It used to be like them all swarming around, especially in this front gable right here. And yeah, we haven't seen a single one, which really surprised me. But I'm gonna probably say there's 2 reasons maybe. So one, either we captured all of the bees that were eating holes in our house in these little traps, or 2, it seems like when they do this, it's more of like a breeding season, or it seems to be more early summer. So maybe that time period where they bore the holes and lay their eggs or whatever, maybe that's over with. Maybe it's just done for the season. But we'll go over here, we'll check out these traps, we'll show you the bees we caught. So I don't know if you're gonna be able to see that, but I think there's like 3 bees in this trap right here. Yep, there is 3 bees. And I think there's 2 bees in this one. And the next one has 2. This one here is empty. It was actually like over here and I moved it. And then this one has 2 inside. So yeah, we caught a total of 9 carpenter bees. So I do think that the combination of sealing up their holes and putting out the traps, I think that helped, because it seemed like I didn't have any of the in the traps that first night until right at the very end of the day when the sun went down. Seemed like they were trying to find somewhere to go and they went in the traps. It seems like I caught them right at sunset. So while we're on vacation, they did bore a few more holes in the log cabin. I think I've counted 4 or 5 up here, so I'm gonna have to seal those up as well. But at least, you know, we haven't seen any in the last 5 or 6 days. So I think this problem is over until next summer. Come on, you-yous. And 100 little lambs, come on. Go. Look out. Something in that one. There's water, it's rained today. I should have dumped all your bowls out before I started. So here's some of the new lambs. They're all doing good. Hey piggies, how you guys doing? You guys ready for some food? Oh, you guys ate it all up, man. You don't have much left. Well, our 3 little pigs seem to be doing good. We got back from vacation. I swear I could tell they were like 20 pounds heavier. They looked bigger when I got back. And I was telling Rebecca probably yesterday that I think they're big enough now that we should train them to electric wire, because they have totally destroyed this little pen that they're in. You can tell like there's no grass left. It's all dirt, and they've, you know, ate everything down that was in here. So I think it's time that we get a wire in here, and then once they're trained up, we can let them all out into the bigger pig pasture. Sometimes you chickens lay in the weirdest spots. And then we got this chicken here. She's broody, wanting to sit on eggs. You got only 1 little egg here. It's not gonna hatch, sweetheart. We don't have a rooster. And then old Butterfingers, me, I end up dropping them and cracking them. So they go to the pigs. You ready for this? Yeah? Okay, I gotta throw it somewhere. Let me throw it over here. There's one. Here. So the bigger tractor has a grapple on it right now, so I think I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna pick up these limbs right here. These are where we trim the trees to make the pig pen over there. And then of course we still got all the branches up front from the tree that fell down. So we'll get those, all that picked up. And I've got a burn pile. That's a pretty good sized burn pile. I need to burn that soon, but I think I'm just gonna pick all this stuff and just throw it on that pile. Best grab in the world. Better. Well, it's taken me several days to get that tree all cleaned up that fell down in the storm, but all the limbs are picked up now, and my brush pile just keeps on getting bigger. I probably started this brush pile last spring, and so it's been sitting here a year, just keeps on growing. I meant to burn it this winter, and somehow I never got to it. So I need to get this burnt fairly soon while it's still somewhat wet and moist around here from all the spring rain. I need to do it before it dries out this summer. So hopefully the next rainy day we have, I'll come out here and I'll get this taken care of. But as far as today is concerned, it actually started out raining this morning as well. I thought it was going to be kind of a crappy day today, and it turned out to be a pretty decent day. And I'm pretty happy with what we got done. A lot of stuff has built up over time, and we got rid of a lot of stuff today. So I think it's been a pretty productive day, I think. But while I was piling these limbs up, Rebecca, she ended up getting home. So I think I'm going to go ahead, go talk to her, go find something to eat for supper, and call it a night. So I think that's going to be it for this video, guys. Just want to thank RioLink for sponsoring this video, and I hope you guys all have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next one.